Okay, this is driving me crazy, and I know you are sick of it too. People study the verb to be in Spanish, ser or estar, for months or even years, and still cannot use it correctly. Let me show you for a second what I mean. My love, how do you say my grandpa is dead? Ser o estar?
Dead is permanent, so él es muerto.
No, él está muerto.
Why?
And what about I am young?
Young is temporary, so estoy joven.
No, soy joven.
Why? You know what? I don't want to learn Spanish.
Does it sound familiar? That's completely normal because most books and teachers tell you that ser is for permanent things and estar is for temporary things. Or they talk about natural traits of the person or the thing, and that's a bit vague, confusing, and the rules break all the time with exceptions. So if you have tried the traditional way and it didn't work, I believe I have a completely new approach, much simpler and easy to understand, specifically for English speakers. So the next 8 to 10 minutes might just save you months or even years of struggling with this. And it's really simple. We're going to use 4 questions. That's it. Where we can answer what or who, we're going to use the verb ser. And when we can answer how or where, we're going to use the verb estar. That's it. And there are 4 very clear exceptions that we will see along the way. But let's put it to the test with the grandpa example. Let's say that I want to say, my grandpa is dead or alive. That answers the question, how is your grandpa? So I'm going to use the verb estar. Mi abuelo está muerto. My grandpa is dead. Or mi abuelo está vivo. My grandpa is alive. Or mi abuelo está enfermo. My grandpa is sick. All of these phrases answer the question, how is your grandpa? But now let's say that I want to say that my grandpa is kind. He's a kind person. That answers the question, what's your grandpa like? So, mi abuelo es amable. My grandpa is kind. Verb ser. That's it. Isn't it much easier than thinking about temporary, permanent, natural traits, things like that? Let's make it a bit more difficult. Let's use the same adjective. If I want to say, my friend is bored, that answers the question, how is your friend? So, verb estar. Mi amigo está aburrido. But now let's say that I want to say that my friend is a boring person. That's his personality. That answers the question, what is your friend like? So, mi amigo es aburrido. My friend is a boring person. Try with me. I want to say, you are beautiful. Should I use ser or estar? Well, that answers the question, what do you look like? So I'm going to say, tú eres guapa. Verb ser. Eres. Eres guapa, you're beautiful. Eres alta, you're tall. Eres rubia, you are blonde. All of these phrases answer the question, what do you look like? So we are using the verb ser. But now let's say that you're wearing something nice, a new dress, or you got a new haircut, and I want to say, you look beautiful. How can I say that? Well, that answers the question, how do I look? Right? So I'm going to say, tú estás muy guapa. You look beautiful. You see how simple this actually is? But now, what happens with objects, things? The same rules. Let's say I want to tell you that the table is brown, or the table is big. That answers the question, what's the table like? So, la mesa es marrón. La mesa es grande. Now let's say, and I want you to do this one with me, that we want to say, the table is made of wood, or made of metal. Should we use ser or estar? Well, what would be the question we need to answer? What's the table made of? So, ser. La mesa es de madera. The table is made of wood. Or, la mesa es de metal. The table is made of metal. But what if you gave me a table and I want to tell you the table you gave me is broken? How can we say that? Think. That would answer the question, how is the table I gave you? So, estar. La mesa está rota. The table is broken. You see? Much easier, right? Perfect. Let's talk about food. If I want to say this is pasta or this is Italian food, that answers the question, what kind of food is this? Esto es pasta, es comida italiana. ser. But if I want to talk about the food is good, the food is delicious, that answers the question, how is the food? La comida está buena, the food is good. Or la comida está sosa, the food is bland, tasteless. Or la comida está salada, the food is salty. All of these phrases answer the question, how is the food? Now, occupations. If I want to say I'm a teacher, that answers the question, what do you do or what is your job? So, yo soy profesor, I'm a teacher, or yo soy cocinero, I'm a cook. But this takes us to the first exception. If I want to explain what I'm doing right now, the continuous tense, like I'm eating, I'm working, that answers the question, what are you doing? But in Spanish, we use the verb estar. So if I want to talk about what I'm doing right now, I would say, estoy trabajando, I'm working, estoy comiendo, I'm eating. So for the continuous tense, estar. Or even for positions. If I want to say the cat is laying down on the sofa, what's the cat doing? So we say, el gato está tumbado en el sofá. The cat is laying down on the sofa. So that's the first exception, very easy to remember. And what happens with how are you doing? No exception. Verb estar. Estoy bien, I'm fine, estoy enfermo, I'm sick. Right? What about time? If I want to say it's 3 p.m. That answers the question, what time is it? So, son las 3 de la tarde. Now let's try this one with me. What if I want to say the flight is at 5? Would you use ser or estar? Well, what's the question you need to ask? What time is the flight? So, ser. El vuelo es a las 5. You see? Today is Monday. What day is it today? Hoy es lunes. And what if I want to say my coffee is too sweet? That answers the question, how is your coffee? So, mi café está demasiado dulce. O mi café está demasiado amargo, too bitter. How is the coffee? Or let's say you are at the beach or at the swimming pool and you want to tell someone the water is cold. How is the water? El agua está fría. The water is cold. Or el agua está perfecta. The water is perfect. Now let's talk about who and where. Same situation. Answering questions with who, verb ser. Answering question with where, estar. So if I want to say, this is my brother, who is he? Este es mi hermano. Or if I want to say, this car is mine, whose car is this? Who is the owner of this car? Este coche es mío. Or este es mi coche. This is my car. Possession. Or, I don't know, maybe you love this video so much that you want to say, David, you are the best Spanish teacher. I don't know. How would you say that? That answers the question, who is the best teacher? So you would say, David, eres el mejor profesor de español. Gracias. Just kidding, but you see how it works and how easy it is? Now here we have the second exception, and it's when we want to talk about who is at a place. So if I want to answer the question, who is at the beach? Actually I have to use estar. En la playa están mi hermano y mis amigos. At the beach is my brother and my friends. But that's because I'm talking more about the location, about where. And that takes me to the next question, where. But before we move on, let me just quick remind you that if you're a Patreon family member, you can just download the PDF with the whole lesson and examples on our page. So you don't need to be taking notes, I already did that for you. So what happens with where? The same, if I want to explain that the keys are on the table, that answers the question, where are the keys? So, las llaves están en la mesa. Or if I want to say the bathroom is there, where is the bathroom? El baño está ahí. Or Paris is in France. Where is Paris? París está en Francia. And now here we have the other two exceptions, but are really easy. One is the location of events. So when we are talking about an event, for example, if I want to say, the concert is at the park. A concert is an event. So the question would be, where is the concert? But the answer is with the verb ser. El concierto es en el parque. The concert is at the park. Events are just exceptions. Concerts, parties, meetings, festivals, ser. And the other exception is nationalities. So if I want to say, I'm Spanish, the usual question is, where are you from? But I'm going to answer with ser. Yo soy español. But here we could argue that the question could very well be, what's your nationality? I'm Spanish. So in that case, it makes sense. It's not even a full exception. So in summary, we are going to use the verb ser when we can answer questions with what except for the continuous tense, and with the question who except for who is at a location. And we're going to use the verb estar when we can answer questions with how is, very important, not how and an adjective, so no how big, how expensive, not that, but how is or how are something. And when we can answer the question where except nationalities and the location of events like parties, meetings. But now is your turn. How would you say my house is big and my friend is happy? Drop it in the comments, and if this video made ser and estar finally click for you, consider subscribing and liking the video so it can reach more people. And please share it with other people that might be struggling with these two verbs, which is probably everyone you know learning Spanish. If you want to get better at Spanish, keep watching videos. See you in the next one!